So Arrtx sent me a pack of their acrylic markers. Now this is the big 90 marker set. Now I did a quick unboxing earlier just to see what they look like, but this time around, we're gonna have to put these markers to use. And as you can see, like right in front of you, we got a ton of colors to work with. This is the 90B set to be more precise too. But inside the box, we get a marker sticker with the marker numbers. These are on the caps of the markers too. Of course, you know, I gotta grab one of the markers, get a closer look at it. And then these are brush tip markers. I'll show you a quick look at the brush, and these don't need to be activated. You can pull them right out the box and use them immediately. And you know, that's what I plan to do. Now, what I'm gonna do first is just swatch the colors. I wanna see what they look like on paper. So I'm just gonna go through the full set. And two, I'm doing this because when I start the painting, it's gonna be easier to figure out what colors I need to grab when I can just easily take a look at this paper and see all the colors on display. And this swatching too didn't take too much time because, as I mentioned, these markers don't need to be activated. And right in front of you, you can see I got the colors all together and I'm ready to use them. Ready to paint this piece I got right here. We gotta go back to the Spider-Man drawing, man. The last time I tested Arrtx products, it was actually their alcohol brush markers, and I did a Spider-Man drawing in that video, so I'm gonna bring Spider-Man back in a different pose, a different drawing this time, and I used the PlayStation Spider-Man as a reference for this. But when it comes to these acrylic markers, what I like to get started with is the base colors. I like to lay them down first, so I'm not gonna really add any lighting or shading, darker tones at this point. I'm just gonna add the base mid-tones. Now this pack that I'm using, I think it's really suitable for landscapes and painting like flowers and scenery, but you know, there's so many colors in this, you're obviously not limited to that. You can be flexible and kind of paint whatever you want. And you know, me personally, I'm not too experienced in like painting nature and scenery, so I chose to go into a direction that I'm a little bit more comfortable with. But down the line, I could definitely see myself cracking open my sketchbook and doing some studies or exercise lessons on drawing landscapes and stuff. Now you can see that the brush makes this coloring process really smooth, a lot easier. Another thing that I meant to mention earlier is I'm using acrylic paper too for this, and the acrylic paper, it's a lot more durable and it won't like tear and rip. And for me personally, I think this is my favorite like surface to use these markers on, but I'm sure y'all know you can use these markers on a lot of different surfaces like wood, rocks. But right here, I finished adding the base colors on, so I'm gonna just go ahead right here and sprinkle in some of the lighter tones on them. And this is really cool because I can just layer the lighter tones directly on top of the base colors I just did. And you're not able to do that with alcohol markers, and that's what I'm like mainly used to using. And I'm using one of the pink markers too right now to emphasize the more lighter areas. What I did too to help me at this point is the reference image I'm using, I put it in grayscale so I have a more clear view on the lighter and the darker areas. And that's definitely beneficial, helpful for this scenario, because now I'm gonna have to grab the darker red and start adding in the shading to this. Definitely paint on the darker tones. And I'm doing this part because I don't want this image to look too flat. You know, we of course need the darker and the lighter tones to emphasize the form and depth. But listen, man, I really like how this is coming together so far. As I said, the brush makes things like really, really smooth. And it's really nice to have like a ton of colors to choose from. Now, initially at the start of this, I was gonna leave the background just completely blank. But as I'm like painting Spider-Man together, I kind of feel like I gotta add a little bit of a background, like something there. I just don't want it to clash too much with the main drawing here. Now, normally in my process of using acrylic markers, after I'm done with the painting, I'll usually bring in my outliners. But I kind of like the way this is looking without the outlines. I don't know. I just need to go in here and fill in a couple more spaces, and I'll show you what it looks like at the moment now without the outlines. And I might just have to leave it like this. What I mean, here's a snapshot of what he looks like currently. I like the way it's looking, but you know, I did end up going in and adding the outlines. I did end up doing it. I felt like he needed the lines in the suit to emphasize the form. And as I was saying earlier, I did want to add a background, so I went with the sunset background. And that was in like the reference picture I was using too. I didn't really try to blend too much in this piece, but I am gonna do that for this background. I think I'm just gonna splash on some water and maybe help it a little bit with the blending. That's what I usually try to do with acrylic markers, but listen, man, I definitely had a lot of fun testing out these markers. And in the future too, I'm gonna definitely go out my comfort zone when I'm painting and practicing with these. But thank you again to Arrtx for sending these over. I'll have a lot more details about this product in the description of the video. But thank you guys for watching. New videos coming soon, man. I'm out.